had people go ahead and raise their hands for questions. Jump right into it. Unless you have no opening statement.
All good.
I guess that's good. Josh?
Hey, Leo.
What's up, guys?
I've always thought bowl games are, when you have that big layoff, it's sort of like you have the extra practice. It's sort of like having fall camp, almost like a winter camp. It's, going into the first game, I hadn't seen all of it. We hadn't had a season full of games. From then to now, what is this like experience, these practices like compared to back earlier?
Yeah, I think it's been a little bit of a mix, I guess, between spring ball, a little bit of training camp where you do, good on good stuff early on, especially when you haven't started a game plan yet. So we got some good on good work early on in the bowl prep practices. And then once we got into our game planning, it felt like a normal week of preparation where we still mixed in some good on good work against our defense to get good, fast physical work, and then start to lighten up the load a little bit to truly get into the game plan stuff specifically for Iowa's defense. But it's similar to playing in the Super Bowl, to be honest, because where our work needs to be done and is done prior to going down to the site. So our work is getting done now, third down, red zone tomorrow, really start to, tighten the whole plan up. And then when we get down there, it'll be similar to, trying to lighten the load, but also get some good, clean work, have fun down there, let the kids enjoy the situation and the whole experience. But we're in a little bit of a different, unique situation because we do have so many leaders and seniors up front at the tight end position, at the receiver position, especially at the running back, that we've got to be careful of not banging too much on those guys because we need them available. But it's been a unique experience, but similar, I would say, to the Super Bowl experience that I had in Los Angeles, where it's a fine line between the physical aspect, but you're still trying to develop your younger players, get them some reps and some experience in practice, but also understand that this is a big game for us and we need to prepare.
Yeah, so, we've seen Omicron, the variant of COVID.
Like making pros. Josh, you got another one? Your hand back up again, and we'll get back to it.
Yeah, I guess I'll try to ask this question. I think what you're going to get at is with the virus stuff kind of ramping up, you see some cancellation from college basketball and NFL and stuff. I guess, what are you guys doing maybe to help navigate that?
Getting back to some of the protocols, getting back to the things that wearing the masks in the meeting rooms and trying to be socially distanced within our meeting rooms. And, I know the Rams and the Seahawks, a lot of teams that I'm, familiar with are fighting it right now. And we just don't want it to hit our home, and we don't want it to come in here and finish off the season the way it's been. We've done such a great job with it. Our trainers, our athletic department, they've done such a nice job of making sure that we're in a place of safety for our players and for our staff. And I think getting back to some of those protocols is the things that we spoke about as a staff from the trainers and from the doctors. And obviously when we travel, being safe about how we travel, and when we're down there, being smart about where we're at and going, trying to stay, within each other as much as can. But it's tough, man. It's really disappointing to see. And we're just hoping that it doesn't get to us, and we have to take the necessary precautions, almost like going back to some of the stricter policies that we had. Unfortunately, is just what we have to do right now.
Iowa, just numbers wise, they got across the board been really good. It seems like better defense we're going to see this year.
Totally.
On as what makes them so good?
They're so fundamentally and technique sound. It's very difficult to catch them by surprise. Now, they don't really mix up a ton. They do what they do, and they do it extremely well. So they get used to seeing and feeling the blocks, and they get used to pattern matching all of the beaters that they have for their coverages because they only play a certain amount of them. So it is difficult to just get easy ones on them. They don't give you anything easy. They're extremely physical up front. And the biggest thing I think about this defense is their strain and effort is through the roof. It's a testament probably to their program, to their defense, and to their whole program under Coach Ferentz. I mean, that's what they do. And that's not taking away from ability. They've got some really good football players. Their Mike linebacker, number 31, is a heck of a player. Number 97, their defensive end's a heck of a player. 33 is going to the Senior Bowl. They're starting corner. I mean, they've got some really good talent, but they play the game the way it's supposed to be played. They play extremely fundamentally and technique sound. So this is going to truly be about our execution. We know what they'll be in a lot of the times, but they do a good job disguising some coverages to match what they do. But they tackle extremely well. So this is going to be truly a game about our guys going out, making plays, being special with the ball in their hands. And we need to strain and finish better than we have all season.
Billy, a couple weeks ago, someone asked Will Levis about some of the young receivers. Here, the bowl practices began. He mentioned Chris Lewis as a guy who, if he got some more time physically and mentally, could develop into a pretty good player. There's kind of what's the general outlook you have for him at this point?
Yeah, Sulu is a guy that's put on 20 pounds now since he's gotten here, and is starting to look the part. You know, starting to physically be able to belong a little bit. Still needs to continue to develop his lower half. So he's not slipping and falling quite as much. But Silu has a great future ahead of him. We're really excited about him developing throughout the spring and through the winter workouts. Not a huge part of the plan right now, but he's going to have to probably play some and get some reps out of him. And I trust him, like him a lot as a kid. He's a smart kid, diligent, great student, does all the right things. He's got a bright future ahead of him. So whether or not that shows up in the Iowa game, who knows? But like some guys have mentioned, in these type of games, anybody's number might get called to come up and make a play. And if Silu is called to make a play, I do believe that he can do that.
You're going to see specifics about all this. I was wondering in general, just how do you get those younger guys involved, and who are some other ones that have jumped out to you through the first few practices?
Chauncey Magwood's done a nice job as he's continued to develop and get more reps and get more playing time. I mean, he's a guy that we trust to play multiple different positions. Whether the ball comes their way and makes a play, I'm not sure. I mean, that's just kind of going to have to happen in games. You can do it as much as you want in practice, but when it's a different situation when you go down and you're playing in a live situation, a live game, big stage, all those type of things, he needs to step up for us in a big way. DeMarcus Harris needs to step up for us in a big way, which he has been doing, playing a significant amount of reps, giving us the ability to function as an offense when we do get into 11 in personnel, to be an extra receiver there. And those are the guys that we need to step up and make plays for us and contribute to this win. And I have faith that they'll do that for us.
Liam, just to follow up on your comments about the Iowa defense, they have a startling number of interceptions. I'm wondering, is there something they do that provide additional stress on Will? Like do they do something that maybe you guys haven't seen that this year? What allows them to make so many hits?
It's people being impatient at times. I mean, it's difficult because they don't allow a ton of big time plays over the top. They're so disciplined in their technique and their leverages and their coverage structures, their drops and zone coverage. They're just so technically sound and fundamentally sound that it can get frustrating at times as a quarterback and make you make a poor decision. That's what they try to base their system off of, is let the quarterback or let the offense mess it up. And that's something that we need to make sure that we take care of the football in a major way this game upcoming. And they've also, their linebackers are extremely long. So they've gotten some tips from their linebackers, from quarterbacks being not accurate or throwing the ball too hard in the middle of the field, things that we need to make sure we work on and continue to develop at our quarterback position. But they've got good athletes in the back end. They've got some length. And I think the coverage and the way that they play, at times can lead a quarterback to be a little bit frustrated or try to do too much. And that's something that our balance needs to show up in the most way as possible this game, so that we don't put our quarterback in a position to where we're forcing the football.
I wanted to ask about just this recruiting window that y'all just got through, and some of those guys, that you were pretty keen on, and what, maybe some of the questions they had about what they're getting into, why they, I guess what they were most, interested in hearing from you as far as the offense.
I think that the opportunity to come in, obviously what Wandell did, does attract, some receivers, and what we were able to do with him and his ability, I think, and getting him the football as much as we did. I think that maybe the system does show that we're able to get our best player the ball in multiple different ways. And we need to continue to, not everybody is going to be Wandell, and that's not really the goal. The goal is to spread the ball around, have the talent to do so, and have the players be able to step up and have confidence from us and from his teammates that other guys are going to be able to contribute and make plays. I mean, obviously, if you look at the Rams system, Cooper Kupp gets a ton of touches and work, but when you add an Odell Beckham, you add, Van Jefferson, Robert Woods, those guys have all made a ton of, plays and contributed to winning. It's not all just about the one guy, but we need to continue to develop and recruit those skilled players at the receiver position. And I think that some of that was attractive to some high school and some transfer receivers. And that's what we're trying to do, is continue to raise the standard of the room.
Eric, and then Adam, wrap up.
And we were talking about those high schoolers and transfers you guys just signed this past week. Guys like Dan Key, Barryon Brown, and Tavion Robinson. I was hoping you could kind of provide some insights on those guys and how they're expecting to come.
Yeah, Dane Key is, I couldn't be more excited, especially that he's coming in mid-year. I mean, that's a huge thing for him and for us, because we just get so much more time to develop and work with Dane. He's football smart. His dad's a coach, great family. Obviously from here in Lexington, he's comfortable with our players. He's comfortable with being here, and he's talented as all get out. And we're extremely, excited about him, his development throughout this spring, to have a chance to play early. Barryon Brown's a kid that is extremely dynamic in the return game. Anytime you put the ball in his hands, he has a chance to go score. And that was, the big thing for us this week, this recruiting class, was getting guys that could go take a hitch and score, take a slant and score, and get somebody like that. And Barryon's the type that can just make a play anytime he touches the football. Tavion Robinson's receiver, who transferred from Virginia Tech, obviously older, has some playing experience, dynamic at Virginia Tech in a lot of ways. Also in the return game has been very helpful. He'll add some confidence and leadership and just a little bit of veteran savvy to the room that's losing a few older players that have played a lot of snaps. So we're extremely excited about Tavion. Jordan Anthony, speed. Him and Brandon White is truly the speed that we were looking for to develop and to bring into our program that we need. We need to continue to get faster at the receiver position and overall as an offense to complement the physicality that has already been provided in here. And I think that those two do that for us in a big way.
All right. Wrap up with this one. Dick, do you have another question?
Yeah, I did. Just, and you mentioned at the beginning, kind of reference the Super Bowl. A happy time for the Rams, obviously. You signed on at a pretty happy time. Kentucky football, obviously, you were key to it. Could you sort of compare the two situations? I mean, helping people build up to the goals that they set.
Yeah, I think I was extremely fortunate to be hired into two organizations that have had, were having success and had had previous success. And, to be a part of that Rams run that we had, and Sean had really got it going the year before in 2017, and you could feel that there was a different vibe about the team that I had ever been a part of going into that 2018 season. So to say that I had much of an impact on that year, I don't know, but I think that it was just special to be a part of it, and the experience that I gained as a coach and watching and being around it and coaching those players and learning was valuable experience to come into another situation at Kentucky that had had a ton of success, that had been very good, and just needed a little bit of a change on the offensive side of the ball. And they had been so good for so long, and to be a part of this is something that I'm extremely thankful for the opportunity from Coach Stoops and this organization here, as well as the Rams at Sean. So I do think that there are some similarities and parallels there, and the success. I mean, there was coaches on the Rams staff that hadn't been to a Super Bowl in their careers ever, and had been coaching for 30 years. That was my first year coaching the Rams, and we go to the Super Bowl. So first year coaching in Kentucky, we go 9-3, and we're going to play in a New Year's Day game. And there are some parallels, and I'm just, really happy to be a part of it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we're the players here at SAP. Thanks, Liam.
Thank you. Hey, sorry about that, guys. Just wanted to let you all know that Josh Ali and Isaiah Epps were involved in a car accident when traveling to and from, over the break. They are okay. All is well. They are okay, but will not be available for the game against Iowa. They are totally fine. They're doing well. They're here. They've been getting treatment. They're doing all those things. They've been trying to get back to be able to play, but it just doesn't look like they'll be available for us in the Iowa game. So just wanted to let you guys know that, especially with the depth chart coming out, with them not being available, not being on the depth chart. Ask questions. You guys can feel free and ask me, what you guys need from that standpoint. But they will not be available down in the Iowa game. But I want to let you know they are okay. Everything's okay. They're here, getting treatment. It's just, probably not worth it for their futures.
If I have any follow-up with a question on that, or you guys good? I know I can't talk specifics.
Yeah.
In terms of personnel.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll ask something real quick. So I know, I guess you alluded to Harris and Magwood earlier. Are those the two guys kind of that are filling in for them?
Yes, absolutely.
Everybody else good? All right, appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.